Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Jamie Plays with me, Jamie. Today we're having a look at a game called Endzone A World Apart and its relatively recently released DLC called Prosperity. So Endzone A World Apart is a post-apocalyptic city builder. So what happens is basically historical background for this game. About 150 years in the past, there was kind of a nuclear war, there was nuclear devastation, and humanity was brought to the brink of its destruction. And I think the survivors basically went underground to get away from things like poisonous radiation and the poisonous atmosphere. And now, about 150 years later, it's safe to emerge. So what we're going to be doing is basically making sure these colonists grow and survive and can come back into this new kind of world. So we are going to jump right in. My heartfelt thanks to Katie Rose, Mikey, and Philip Hall 1987 for supporting me on Patreon and Discord. If you'd like to support me as well, please use the links in the description below. So I've created a game for us. So you go in, you select kind of your difficulty, there are some settings about the map, all very self-explanatory, very easy to create. And now, here, let's jump in, shall we? So this is our...
This looks like a good place to settle. You know what we learned in the Endzone. Basic needs come first and foremost. We have to build up a water and food supply, and then...
So we start, I'm going to pause for a second, we start off with this bus-looking thing. It's actually called a bus wreck. And this is kind of our starting building from where we can expand and kind of grow. So we start on a map that is randomly being generated. You'll see there are several things on the map. So the only thing that we control directly right now is this bus. We do have some people here as well. I think we have 12 adults and 7 children. So what we need to do first and foremost is we need to get them food and water and housing, so basic necessities. Before we do that though, we'll have a look around the map a little bit. So we have, you'll notice, let me scroll out a bit, this is as far as I can go, you'll see that there are things littered across the map. So this is from kind of the previous era, the previous civilization before the nuclear disaster or nuclear apocalypse happened. And we have a lot of things like car wrecks and scrap piles, things like that. These are all resources that we're going to have to gather in order to be able to support our population. There's also lots of trees here. This is very great because our building material in the beginning is going to be wood. So we're going to need to gather both the building materials in terms of scrap and also gather wood as well. We also need things like water and we'll build housing. Let's have a quick look round. There's not much building area right here, right directly there. It does look like there's a good amount of scrap though, that will be useful. There's a large area over here that might be good for building. Oh, there are also interesting locations that are throughout the game, which we can eventually explore, but that will have to come later. So I think first things first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a couple of jobs. So down here, building and tasks. What I'm going to do is go to the task and say, let's gather some wood. Let's clear that wood. Let's also gather the scrap that's in here as well. So what now will happen is that we have a bunch of settlers and they will go ahead and do those jobs. So a generic settler will do just generic tasks, things like transporting resources. They will cut down trees, for example. They'll harvest scrap, they'll gather plants, things like that. But they do not have a profession, they're not tied to a building. We can also set them to be builders, and as we get more and more buildings, more and more jobs will become available for us, for our settlers to actually work, which could be very interesting, will be very useful. You can see here in our tasks we can already do things like gather plants, we can gather all resources, actually that's probably the one I should have used here, gather all resources or remove radiation. So radiation is a big part of this game as well. It can make your colonists very sick, it can kill them, you need to clean it up, lots of stuff needs to... we need to remove radiation from a lot of things. Whenever we're building something on irradiated ground, we need to remove the radiation, all of that kind of stuff. That's a big part of the game as well. So what we're going to do, let's start off with oh no, you know what, let's start with our water. That will be the most important. So let's build a jetty. So this is a place where people will actually come, well, specific water collectors will come and actually get water for our population. And what we also need to do, so water will be transported from here, but we actually need to store the water. We can store it just in a cistern, which, yeah, doesn't actually have much space, or we can store it in a water tower, which is what I'm going to do. So let me, we want to place it close, but that's currently over scrap. Let me just place it, I guess here for now. That should be good. So if we zoom in, you see that we have all of these kind of nuclear radiation symbols. We have to clean the nuclear waste, the radiation that is there at the moment. We also need to, I think, get rid of some scrap here and cut down a couple of trees. Same thing is also true here. So our settlers will begin doing that. However, before we actually get there, we need to set some of our settlers to actually be builders, or else these will never be built. You know what, let's set about 3 builders, and eventually we'll need water carriers as well. I mean, we'll need them relatively soon. So I will, yeah, I've unpaused the game. I will soon make sure that we have some water collectors as well, because that's important. So something else we need to do, let's go and build irrigation plant. No, that's for food. So you know what, let's go for food and let's do a fishing hut. So this is kind of the easiest way of gathering, or one of the easiest ways of gathering food. So what you need to do here, you see this blue part that's on the right side of the building at the moment? That needs to be in the water. I think, can we go... Yeah, we can go like that, and that will then be in the water. These buildings do have efficiency as well, so for example you see the circle around it. So if I were to place it here, right at the moment, it will be 80% efficient. However, if I move it so that the circles do not overlap between fishing huts, it will be a lot more efficient. So the greater the overlap, the worse your collection will be of that particular resource. That could be water, it could be food, such as fishing, for example, so it just really depends. This game also has tons and tons of possibilities for collecting water, also for creating food. So you see we have, for example, greenhouses, we can create orchards, we can cultivate fields, we can gather food from plants, for example. It says here mushrooms and berries in the tooltips. We can hunt things like these goats here. We can even tame these goats and put them into pastures, all of those types of things. Lots and lots of possibilities, and it will be great. So while I'm talking about this and while we're doing things, if you are interested in getting this game at any point, you can get the game at the link in the description below. So it's a Lurkit link. So you'll notice, you'll understand when you actually see the description. And I will put a kind of an explanation there as well, but that is the link to get the game. And it's just a short link that will take you to Steam or to GOG, if that's how you prefer to get your games. So yeah, I've unpaused. Let's speed it up a little bit. Oh, wrong button. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. Numbers. So 1 is default game, 2 is faster, and 3 is fastest. And the spacebar is pause. So if you see me suddenly jumping in time and you don't see the mouse move, that's because I'm using the keyboard shortcuts. So our bus storage capacity in this building is running low. That's because we have tons of things in our inventory right now in this building. So we have 420 wood, 422 scraps, 1,200 beans, we have radiation suits, we have water, and we have metal tools. So what we really need to do is get water, which we've already done. We have food, which we also need to do, so I'm going to build some housing. So you have 2 types of housing. You have shelter and you have cabins. Cabins and houses, this top row, is like an individual dwelling, or a single family unit dwelling, where shelters down here can hold multiple families. This can be both good and bad. If you're running out of space, as you are very likely to in this game, you can place several shelters and colonists will move in. However, they won't reproduce at all in a shelter because they don't have the privacy of creating new life. So if you want new settlers, which you absolutely want new settlers because people come and go through death very, very easily in this game. So definitely have at least a combination of both. Highly recommended. So let's put some cabins down, and I think I'm going to... actually, maybe if we build housing here, maybe? So the thing is, you kind of want a compact city. So the more compact your settlement is, the lower the walking times are. However, there are some things like attractiveness of locations that buildings can add to or detract from. So I'm kind of debating whether I should put buildings close or whether I should put them up here. That is kind of the question. And I'm thinking, well, maybe kind of close up here for right now. So I definitely need to put some more gather tasks. Gather everything. Let's get rid of all of that as well. Oh, and also I'm going to need to put some people for water carriers and fishers, fishing people as well. In fact, we'll probably need more than 2 water carriers, but I want to remove a lot of that stuff when possible. So let's speed up the game. Let's go to 3. So our little people are moving around. There's a water tower there, and you can see that's what's happening. So we're missing plastic and we're missing some coal. You know what? Okay, so we have a jetty. So we can now, people can pick up water, but there's nowhere to drop it off yet. You know what? Let's build a cistern at the same time. Yeah, because this one does not need plastic. Let's put in our cistern, I guess here for now. I'm not going to use this for very long. I would much prefer to use the water tower because it has a lot more storage space. And plastic and coal are not difficult to come by. So what we should also do, let's go for resources. So we need to basically create a scrapyard and a forester's lodge. That way we don't have to manually tell our people, hey, let's clear everything. Another nice thing about the forester's lodge is that it can also place trees as well as cut them down. So let's put these relatively close here, I think. Put you there, and let's put the scrapyard. Let's put the scrapyard there. So something else that we will need to worry about is turning the scrap into various things. So if I go, for example, to the recycler, I can then choose various things as outputs. So I can make metal, cloth, plastics, or electronics. Or eventually, when we do some research, we can then do all of them at the same time from one building. But at the moment, unfortunately, that's not really a possibility. So we've run out of scrap already. Let's get rid of that task. And what I'm going to do, yeah, why don't you take... Oh, let's take all of this, the trees from there for right now. And the scrap, let's go... Oh yeah, let's go there for now, and we can actually get rid of then these tasks, I think. That our settlers aren't randomly doing stuff. But we said gather all resources. You know what? We can do that for now. So what's this? Buildings contains contaminated resources. So what happens is radiation can also go into your resources as well. For example, into our water supply. At the moment, there's not much we can do about that. Nothing we can really do, which is a shame, but that's what happens. So we now need some scrap collectors and some foresters. Also, if you notice, 2 of our children have leveled up, or have become adults, and actually these are the next ones to become adults. So Finn will be next, then Rose, then Liam, then Alice, then Michael. And the colour in the bar is just showing their progression. So Michael will take a while, Finn is almost an adult already. Let's go for 2 scrap collectors, let's go for 2 foresters, I think. I'm going to need some recyclers as well. And I'm going to try and place these really close to the scrap. This called scrap yard, yeah, the scrap yard as well. And these only need 1 recycler each, and then we can start making things like cloth and so at the moment we really need plastic and cloth, I think. Those are the 2 more important things. We will also get coal, but that's from a different building, that's not from a recycler. So you're going for cloth. Oh, we do need metal as well. You know what? Let's go for a third recycler already. Yeah, we can place you there, so let's go there. You know what? Let's have you go to plastic, metal, and you'll automatically default to cloth. That's the default one. Yeah, so let's continue. And say... Oh, we could upgrade you. So this is kind of our community center. So we found a bus, we put all of our stuff in it, and this is where we congregate. We can start upgrading things as well. In fact, we have enough resources for both. I mean, for this upgrade. So you know what, let's do that as well. And we now have this icon that says, we need shelter. We are missing housing. You know what, let's add... oh, we're missing 10 cloth. You know what, let's do cabins first, because we can actually build cabins at the moment. And let's do a row of cabins. Yeah, you know what, let's just do these right next to each other. Let's leave one space, I think, and put a road going up there. Let's go like that, and then I will even build these continuing over this way, and this way. So with the current map, it looks like we have an abundance of resources. So I'm not going to kind of skimp on the housing at the moment. Also, this only holds 2 adults and 3 children, so 5 people in total, so I need at least 9 houses, and there's 8. And here is the 9th one. Here's an extra 3, because by the time we actually get up there, it's likely we'll have more adults. So, yeah. Let's do that. You're doing that. Oh, we need recyclers as well. Let's go 1, 2, 3. So those are all producing things now. Let's add a couple more builders. And, yeah, you're almost done with collecting stuff anyway. You can get rid of that soon. Definitely can get rid of that soon, especially once that person goes over there and gets it. So, you... oh, we just actually need to get the supplies and put them over there. Something we can also do, so I did mention putting down things like roads. So at the moment we only have dirt roads, and this green stuff, this green zone here, is where, yeah, basically the entrances of buildings are. So you can enter, for example, this building on 3 sides. Go like that. Oh, did I? Well, I'm not going to be keeping the cistern anyway. Once, oh, I can't upgrade it. What would that do? Water carrier. Oh, upgrade to a water tower. Oh, you know what? In that case, oh, I put it in the wrong place then. You know what? Let us cancel construction. You know what, we'll just leave it there and we will upgrade to a water tower. So in this case we do not need electricity, so I know it says electricity there, but we don't need it to have a water tower, but it can start using electricity. So some buildings absolutely need electricity no matter what. Some of them could benefit from having electricity but don't absolutely need it yet. Yeah, so that's what that means. Go like that, let's go like that, and maybe just add in a little bit of dirt, right, a dirt path right there. And then what I also wanted to do is go like, oh, that cannot go. Okay, you know what, let's go like that then. I thought that was a straight line, but I guess the mountain is in the way. Let's go like that. So, they will start building these, but also somebody will come along and add these paths as well. Version of this. Ah, I see, yeah. Okay, so let's get rid of you now. You're gathering everything, but that's almost done as well. So we also need, so we have some water coming in, that's coming in there. We have some food coming in, and our population is currently stable, so it's constant, it's neither increasing or decreasing. But we need space for 9 additional people before we can really say that we're being very successful. Let's add in a little bit of a dirt road there, just to make sure we don't try and build directly there. So, we have production stop due to an area that, yeah, so for example, there's no more scrap to get here, which is why it's giving me this error. So let's move you down here, I think. Yeah, let's go like that. And you cut down and reforest. Yep, you're doing absolutely fine. And we have an oncoming drought. Ooh, so we need to stockpile food and water to survive. The soil is going to become infertile. That's not good. But there's not really anything we can do about that. It's just one of the hazards of the game. And also, housing is very important at the moment. So let's finish building this. We need some more wood, but that's okay. Yeah. So, you know what? Let's give you that upgrade. Even though we don't have the coal yet or enough plastic. You know what? Let's still do that. Because now, I am going to go here, and let's give you another forester. That way we get some more wood. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to trading post, no, resources here, and charcoal kiln. So there are a couple of different ways to get charcoal, or coal really, in this game. The only way we can do right now is this charcoal kiln. Nothing else we can do. And I will put a charcoal burner there. So coal is very nice. We can use it for several things. We need it for some building things, we need it to create some things, and we need it for purification as well. We can purify water and things like that to take away the radiation. So something else we also need to do is give our people protective clothing and also give them tools. So we'll be using the metal for tools for right now, and we need, I think, just cloth at the moment for the most basic, the word is clothing. That's what I'm looking for. So we'll need a tailor shop and we will need a workshop. So let's put our... I guess let's just put you there. That's our workshop. Let's go for a tailor shop. Can't put you there, you're a little bit too large. Nope. Nope. Okay, let's just put it... Oh, actually we can just put it, I don't know, here for example. Yeah, so I'm going to keep them close to all of this because this is where our resources are, and they will be, then for example the scratch goes to one of the recyclers. So let's say it was the middle one will then be taken to the workshop. So I don't want my people running kind of across the map simply because we couldn't build it close. Also, this has some negative appeal, I think, or it's not as pretty, so people don't want to live there. So we need... Let's look at our workforce. We only have one settler left. I think we're doing fine with water. Let's get rid of, not get rid of, but unassign 2 builders and then do a technician and a tailor. So you're making a neck scarf, which just takes cloth for right now. That's great. Yeah, we do have you are making cloth. That's fine. And you need, I'm going to make scrap tools, or no, let's go for metal tools. But metal tools are better than scrap tools. Scrap tools takes our scrap and turns it directly to metal. Metal tools is, takes the scrap, turns it to metal, when the metal is taken and turned to a tools, and it lasts a lot longer. It's kind of the best tool you can have in the game, so so doing well for wood and scrap. We're doing charcoal, oh, you are upgrading. Oh, we just actually need to do the little builds there. There we go. So it's now a water tower, like what we just had. And I can use my coal to filter the radiation from the water. Let's do that. I need to do that. I will eventually need coal for a lot of things, especially for filtration type things. But we're just going to have to wait for that and see what happens. So you still have almost about 400 scrap there, so that's fine. Oh, we have some children. We have 3 new children, 5 new children. That's great. But I think all of these now basically have... Oh, only 1 adult so far. We're going to need more housing already. So let's go and build housing, shelter, Let's put in the plans for a shelter, although I don't think we'll be able to build it yet. Yeah, we won't be able to build it yet. Then I think let's put in a couple of cabins. Oh, that's as far as we can build. You know what, let's just put in the cabin there and put another cabin. Not there. Anyway, let's just do that for now. And we're going to do a dirt road that goes like... Oh, actually, you know what, you can just go like that. And you know what, maybe let's go like that as well. Oh, cannot build there. Okay, let's just go like that then. But yeah, all of these dots are still things that need to be built, but otherwise, yeah, we're fine. Something I can do with this shelter is assign all of our old and infertile people there, so adults who cannot reproduce and adults who are not really good at working anymore. And that can kind of be our death home, or our old people's home, if you will. So that would be interesting, I think. Let's keep going. Oh, why do you have an error? Question mark. Oh, needs fishing ground. Oh, that dried up. These dried up completely. Okay, so we need to find somewhere that potentially... Is there any water left? I don't think there is. I think because we're in the middle of the drought. That's it. There's no water left anywhere on the map. Okay, so that's why our... the people who are fishing are not actually doing anything at the moment. So let's actually take you. And you'll just be normal settlers for the moment. Let's collect... medication. Oh, we need medication. That would be something to do. Let's go to resources, and I think it's the gatherers... No, the herbal hut. Let's do the herbal hut. I'm going to put you over... hold on. Community. But eventually I'm going to build a medical facility. Not right now. There's not enough room right there for it. Shame. But if I put it, I don't know, there? Or I could put it... I'm going to put it here, I think. But I would need my gatherer's hut relatively close. Actually, maybe... No, medical facility. Let's put you... Oh, like here, for example. Let's put the gatherer's hut then. Resources... Herbal hut, I should say. Go like that, and your area, your radius is going to be the same as the forestry one, I think. Like that. Yeah, so build all of this stuff first, and build that. Oh yeah, all of that should be fine. Great. So we have our food down. Water, we'll be okay once we can actually, you know, get water again. Logistics, markets. So this is, markets are kind of interesting in this game. It's kind of like a hub for resources. So it will take resources that your people will need from your production buildings, and you have logisticians, so people who actually work in those types of buildings. I will need a market. Let's put you there, I think. No, can't do it. Okay, so I will have to go like that. Do I want to build this now? Yeah, you know what? Let's do it now. Even if we don't necessarily have the workforce for it yet. No, you know what? No, you know what? Let's not do that. That's where it will go, though. We do need this shelter. Yeah. Oh, and you, let's give you... let's go for 2 of the radiation protection. Yes, 7 scarves. So we are using the scarves that we're creating, which is good. As we should. We can upgrade you again, but we do not have electronics yet. We need to do some research for that. Decontamination post produces decontamination kits and supplies them to appropriate buildings. They are then used there to free stored resources from contamination due to radiation. Let's go. So, our buildings where we're storing things, for example, here the water tower. This, which is now our mounted bus, it's no longer a crashed wreck, but we're storing materials in here, and some of them have some radiation. So it's definitely worth building one. Thing is, I can't remember what kind of material it needs. I think it actually needs... let's go like that. I think it actually needs all of this stuff to create that as well, including coal. Unassigned workforce is 1. We have 18 children, that's great. Andrea's about to become an adult. Our old adult has moved there, and they might become a very old adult if they live long enough. Great. So it looks like I'm supplying the needs of my population very well. They're generally contented. Actually, they're yeah, they're contented. It's actually having a positive increase on my reproduction, so they're reproducing more. Yeah, number of children is going down. That's because they're becoming adults. Oh, we can now collect fish again, so I definitely want you to be fishers. We will need people to become decontaminators. So you need 30 water, oh, and 3 charcoal. 30 water. Ah, you know what, we're gonna need more, a lot more water collectors, because I need lots of water. I need as much water as possible. So when's the next child? Oh, the next couple of children will be adults soon. That's great. And I think what I'm going to do now is wait until... well, we need a lot more people, and I'm going to try and fill all of these. Not all of them, but a lot of these tasks. So let's make another water carrier. Let's do like that. We have to get 2 more. You know what, I'm going to make those water carriers as well. And that one, and we just need 1 more. 1 more child. So Luca, Margaret, and Fabian will be the next ones. Oh, and Greta and Florian are not far behind either. That's good. So they will have then another water carrier as well. However, we do need some more houses. So, you're just doing old and very old. Yeah, that's fine. Let's go for housing. Can we do some more cabins? I mean, yes, we can do some more cabins. Hold on. If we were going to do community and put the medical facility there, it's too large to fit in there. This is like a hospital, basically, so we'd have to fit it in there. So we could do... Oh, we will also need a cemetery very soon. And that takes up a lot of space. So, you know what? Let's build some more housing. Let's go, so I'm going to put the market here. You know what? I'm going to place the market anyway, even if we don't put anyone working there. Oh, that's the medical facility. We will need a school as well. You know what? Let's put the school... No, let's put the market first. Which was where? Logistics? Yes, market. Put you there. Like that. Let's then put a school there, so also where my population is. No, not going to do that. Let's put that there so we can still have a road running through. Okay, now we need lots of housing. So cabins. Yeah, I'm thinking I want to try and just stick with cabins as much as possible. 1 there, and none there. Let's back you up as well, there, and there. Let's do a line of cabins here. 3, and 1, 2, and 3 there. Yeah, and let's prioritize actually the cabins first. So let's say, yeah, build next. That's the one I want to build next. Then also logistics, dirt roads. Let's add in a road there, and let's go there. Let's go like that. Was there space here for one? No, I don't think so. Go like that and that. Unfortunately for these, you can only go around 1 corner, which is why I'm not kind of creating a square like you might be able to do in like Anno, for example. But yeah, we'll get those. So we now have still all the housing we could ever want. Yeah, something else we do need to do though is we need to build a cemetery, because already I'm sure we've had a couple of people die and the bodies are just lying around, and that's not something we really want to have happen. So let's go to the cemetery. Let's build one. Let's build it there, and we will need basically body collectors as well. We'll need people to collect the bodies that are lying around our settlement. Yeah, well, we will just have to... Well, I hope there are not that many at the moment, but likely, I mean, it's a full-time job. It's something that they really need to do. So, yeah. That's our cemetery then. And we do have now 5 people, 6 people without a task. So I think this is a good place to call it quits. So we've set up kind of our initial colony, and we're going to try and keep going and keep expanding and building and just see how long we can survive. We'll survive raids, and there'll be events and things. Should be interesting, and I'm really looking forward to it. So if you like this video, please remember to like and subscribe to my channel. It really helps. Like the video, that also helps, shows you what kind of content you would like or would not like. Very interesting. Again, if you would like to look at this game a bit more, or if you would like to actually purchase it, the links to both Steam and GOG are down in the description below. So thanks again, and I hope to see you next time for another episode of Jamie Plays. Bye for now.